Good morning, guys. Today is March 1st, 2019, and it is 8 years to the day that I quit my career in nursing. I was a nurse for 10 years, and I thought that I would take today to tell you that story. So rather than like sitting at home and telling you from my desk, I thought it would be kind of fun to run around and show you the different places that I'm going to talk about in this story, the different places that I've worked and that. I know that's a lot more work than it has to be, but I don't know. I just think that that's a much better way to present it than just sitting at my desk and telling the story. So I believe it was 1997 when I quit my job at Brewster Dairy. It's this dairy that they make cheese. It's actually called Brewster Cheese, I think. And I had been there for 4 years or something, and I was looking for something else. And my wife at the time was saying, you need to find something else, make more money, blah, blah, blah. So, so I took this EMT class to become an emergency medical technician. Not quite a paramedic. Paramedic would have been the next step. But an EMT is like a basic. You run on the ambulances, but you don't do much. You help with like vital signs and assessments and things like that. Or you might, do something like run the squads to nursing homes and pick up patients, take them over to the hospital where they're going to have appointments and things like that. So I went through this EMT course. I don't remember how long it was. Maybe it was about 4 weeks. I think it was, 3-4 times a week, something like that. And I graduated from there and passed my state tests. And while I was waiting for my card to come in the mail so that I could actually, go and get a job as an EMT, between that time is when I quit my job at Brewster Dairy. And one of my friends who I had been in the EMT course with said, well, I am an STNA, a state-tested nursing assistant. I can get you a job where I work, and they will train you there. So I did just that. I took the job as an STNA. I got on-the-job training, basically. I think it was 2 weeks, and that's what my job was for 2 weeks. I went and learned how to be an STNA. Then I took that test, and I got my certification for that, and I liked it. I really liked it. I don't like this guy trying to swerve over left of center and hit me, but but I really liked being an STNA. Just to kind of tell you what an STNA does, basically I worked at a nursing home, and you do direct patient care. You are getting people up in the morning, washing them, most times from head to toe, helping them or getting them dressed, and yes, that includes cleaning them up in any way that they may need. Just performing, basic daily needs of people who can't do the things for themselves. So right now we're going to head out there to the first place that I worked as an STNA. And this is the route that I used to take, the highway over here to Portage. And then I'd take, I guess this is Frank here, over to whatever the road is that this place is located on. And honestly, at the moment, I can't even think of what the place is called, and I can't even think of what the road is called, but I know my way there. You know how that works. You don't know the name of anything, but you know how to get there. So we're gonna get there. So this is the first place I worked, the first nursing home. It's called Chapel Hill Community over here. I don't think this is considered Canal Fulton. I don't know what it is, but we got a really nice lake out here in the front, and then there's the nursing home up on the hill there. And I used to work a midnight shift here. I worked here for, I think, 6 months. if I'm not mistaken. It was a nice place to work. I mean, I really enjoyed it. And like I said, you know, they gave me the free training to be an STNA. That gave me a certification and the ability to move on to other places. When I started working here, I like immediately felt very comfortable. I really liked it. I really liked working with the other people. I felt like there was more of a, I don't know, I guess a reward, you know, in working with people and helping them to enjoy their life, or at least what they had left of it. And I mean that with all due respect, you know. I mean, that's the reality of it. I mean, you know, people don't move into nursing homes because it's fun. So that's part of your responsibilities, is helping them to make the best out of what they have left of life. I did enjoy it. Like I said, you know, I felt really comfortable working here. Honestly, I don't remember why I left. I know that my wife at the time came over here and got a job. That could have had something to do with it. It's never good to work with your significant other, especially when you're a guy amongst nothing but women in a nursing home. That caused a lot of problems. So let's go over here and I'll show you the next place that I worked when I left here. Man, I remember leaving here and I think I had a flat tire and I had to pull off in this person's driveway up here. It's a really long driveway. And I had to walk all the way up to their house to get help. I don't know if it was a flat tire or not. I could have just changed the tire myself. But we got to kind of backtrack here a little bit to get to the next place that I worked. This was a little bit farther out than I remembered. Long country roads here. So this was the second nursing home that I worked at here. I don't want to film it too much because there are laws where you can't get like residents in the picture and things like that, you know. But this is the second nursing home that I worked at. And strangely, it's only about 5 minutes from that first one I just showed you. And it is on the way and on the same road as the one that I ended up staying at and becoming a nurse and working as a nurse for 11 years. So this one I was only here for probably a month. Maybe a month and a week, but I think it was just like right on a month. I was working night shift. I didn't like it at all. So I don't remember what brought me here, like what made me leave that first job and come here. But like I said, I was here for about a month, and then I thought, you know what, I don't like this. I'm gonna use my EMT license. I'm gonna go get a job. But I wasn't into the whole thing about being on call, you know, and actually working in an emergency situation on a squad or something like that. I don't know, that just doesn't really interest me, you know what I mean? It's not that I couldn't handle it, because I do work good under pressure, but it doesn't interest me. It's not my cup of tea. Some people love that stuff. Some people love to get paged and drop what they're doing and run out and take care of the situation. But I don't know, that's just not for me. I don't want to raise too many eyebrows standing out here filming at a nursing home. So I'll continue telling the story in the car here. But I did use my EMT license. I went and I got a job delivering medical equipment. The EMT license allowed me to drive their trucks, which was basically huge vans. You know, they gave us a van and then they would give us a list and we would go fill that list, which meant either taking products and dropping them off at people's houses or going to people's houses and picking up products that they had been using. Shut up. Bringing them back to the shop, cleaning them up, and getting them ready to go out to other people. This was oxygen concentrators, tanks of oxygen. You know, I remember going out to a nursing home called Copeland Oaks to supply them with full tanks and then gathering up the empty ones. You know, hospital beds, and things like that. Anything you can think of. My job was to either deliver it or go pick it up. That one also lasted only a month. Now, I'm not the kind of person to just bounce from job to job to job. I've never been that kind of person, but I just could not seem to find my place at this time period. And after I worked for a month at the medical company, you know, delivering the stuff, I ended up leaving. I'll tell you that story another day because it is kind of a good story. But I ended up quitting that one and my wife at the time, she was still working over at Chapel Hill, and she knew somebody who worked over at this next one that we're going to, which was called Rose Lane. And so she said, hey, if you guys want to come over here, I'll hire you in. And so that's what we did. We both went over there, even though I just got done saying that's not a good idea, and it wasn't. But it was in different ways. Like, you know, we had kids, so I worked days, she worked nights. We would switch the kids off in between, and that limited the amount of babysitting and that we needed too. But that's beside the point. But that's how I ended up working at the place that I'm going to take you right now. That ended up being the very last nursing home that I worked at, where I became a nurse and where I quit nursing. Okay, so we're here. This is the last place that I worked as a nursing assistant. I believe it was 1999 when I started working here. We got, again, beautiful pond out here in the front, and then here is the facility up on top of the hill here. It's changed quite a bit since I started here, and then they completely remodeled the place and built on more, and it's changed a lot over the years. It basically looks the same as when I worked here now, but when I came in, it was totally different. So I don't want to stand here and film up here because, again, you know, I got to be careful with that. They don't want to see you out here filming a nursing home. But let's continue this story in the car. I don't have a choice but to go up here and circle the building to get out of here, but I am not going in. I am not stopping. So anyway, I started working here in, I believe, 1999. And like I said, you know, I really loved the job. I mean, I really loved just, you know, taking care of people, providing for people, helping people do things that they can't do, helping people live out the rest of their life to the best of their ability and the best of my ability to help them with things that they couldn't do. I really enjoyed it. It was a high reward situation. You know, people who live in nursing homes, like I said, they don't go there because it's a party. They don't go there because it's fun and they want to. They go there because they don't have the capacity to take care of themselves anymore, and, you know, neither does their family for whatever reason. That doesn't mean that they're bad. So when I was working there, it was a step down in pay, but it was worth it. I mean, it was the nicest place I'd worked. I enjoyed it more than anywhere else. I got along with everybody better, and it was a great place to work. They had, like, you know, Christmas parties, and they would rent out this big hall, and they'd have, you know, food and dancing and all kinds of stuff, you know, at these Christmas parties, and that was fun. And it was, I don't know, everything was great, you know, with the job, with everything that came with the job, the benefits, the insurance, everything. I worked as a nurse aide for a little while, and then I somehow decided I wanted to be a nurse. I don't even remember how or if somebody suggested it to me. I'm not really sure. I don't remember that part, but I remember learning that it was a one-year course, and I was like, I can do that. You know, you like double your money, and then they, at least where I was working there, you would work 3 12-hour shifts a week, and that was it. You know, that's how you got your full time. And that seemed really good. I knew I loved what I was doing, so I knew that it was the right move to go ahead and go to school, make more money, work less. So that's what I did. I enrolled, I started, and the people who were supposed to be my friends were all telling me, you won't last 2 weeks in nursing school. I mean, everybody was so negative to me about it. It was unbelievable. Why they thought that, I have no idea. And why, as what I considered my friends, they were being so mean and negative to me about it. I have no idea. Aren't you supposed to be supportive of people? I mean, even if somebody's not my friend, I'm still supportive in what they do. But they were horrible. It was unbelievable. That kind of just gave me more fuel on the fire, though, to make sure that I did get through and that I did graduate, and of course I did. So let me take you over to the school here. This is where I went to nursing school.